What's up guys, welcome back to yet another daily driven Mustangs video. My name is Chris and today we're going to be doing your guys' Q&A questions, so stick around. First of all, I want to thank Boosted DJ for doing that $2 thanks. I really do appreciate it. It's going to go towards the Mustang to get it rebuilt, and if you guys don't know, I do have merchandise such as this shirt right here. If you guys want to help support the channel, shoot over to Teesprings. First question comes from Don. My car has an active misfire when I go to sport mode or track mode. 2015 EcoBoost Premium. New Ford block installed. Car total miles is about 138,000, and the new engine miles probably around 25,000 if is in normal drive mode. That doesn't happen. Ford has changed the spark plugs, the fuel system, cleaned and replaced the timing chain, the tooth, and checked the computer, and everything is fine. They said that they don't know the cause and said they want to try to change the fuel injectors for $904. Now, the fuel injectors obviously are not a cheap thing to replace. Now, there's other things that you can jump towards to actually see if it's your fuel injectors. You can technically do this at home if you wanted to, and if your car, obviously it's not in warranty because you're gonna have to pay to have it done. How to test your fuel injectors: you can either do one thing. You can go on Amazon and buy this part. It tests the fuel injectors to make sure that they are working correctly. It will also spray them for you, but it does cost some money. Or you can do a little rig shift situation, and you're gonna find yourself one of these 9-volt little doohads right here. You're gonna need the wire, so make sure that you have the wire attached. You're also gonna need that 9-volt battery. Then you're gonna want to make some more wire. Make sure that it's on a wire diagram. You can do it by a switch if you want to. You're gonna take this and then the fuel injector, and this is going to allow the fuel injector to start operating. You're gonna want to take some seafoam or something that can go through that. You can even use fuel if you wanted to, but I've always used seafoam. There's not a big thing about it. And what you're looking at is the fuel injector working? Is it shooting and spraying in a mist and not just peeing? Because if that is the case, you're gonna get a misfire. It's not properly spraying that cylinder, and that can cause a misfire. Since they've already changed out so much things with your car, I would also try and see if they replace the high or the low fuel sensor. Both of those I always would recommend. If you're going to change one, you might as well change the other and just get them brand new. If they have, then cool. Then you would also just look around for any vacuum leaks. Ford does miss things sometimes, guys. They do miss certain things that you might catch and you might find as a person before they found it. So you can always prove them wrong by you just looking. But this part right here with the 9-volt battery, putting it to the injector, getting it to actually click and start spraying is how you're going to be able to find out if the fuel injector is working. If you do want a YouTube short of me doing that, I can definitely do one for you. It's super easy. Let me know in the comment section. Next one is just more of a telling me how to do it but in a better way rather than a comment, but I like this comment and I think you guys should hear it. It comes from CK98094. It says, nice job. From my own experience, I found out it is easier to unscrew the threaded studs after you remove the 2 bolts on the throttle body bracket, E20 or an E30 socket. Then you don't have to unloosen those 13mm bolts on the passenger side bracket. Peaceful information. I've done it that way before, and honestly, it is way faster than doing it the way I did it in the video, but I did it in the video a specific way so that you guys that don't have very much car experience and you're doing this off of a YouTube video, I wanted to give you as much information and show you how to do it without giving you the getter grounders. Frank, I got a P1450. Pretty damn good, common one that always happens to the Mustang EcoBoost. You want to go start at the purge solenoid. Get that replaced and you should solve your issue. What's happening is it's not able to bleed the fuel system, and all the vapors go through your combustion chamber to get reburned again. If that purge solenoid isn't opening and closing, it's not letting those vapors in to get reburned, which means they're going somewhere, and now it's a leak situation. Yeah, you can blame the EPA for that one. Right Way 21. I have a question. I have a guy that's selling a 2015 Mustang Roush Stage 1. But he says it has a blown head gasket and it has been sitting for over a year. Should I buy it and fix it up? The paint and everything is in good shape. Just didn't try to turn it on. Only wants $5,000 for it with 87,000 miles. Is it worth fixing, or should I stay away from it? Wheels are flat, gonna need new tires, and more, of course, battery, etc. Now it all depends. With it sitting for a year, it's a headache with those type of cars. So it being what he's saying, a bad head gasket, there's ways to determine a bad head gasket. One being that you can do a compression test, a leak down test, as well as sticking a borescope down there to see if there's anything with the cylinders. You don't want coolant to be sitting in those cylinders for such a long time, because it will eventually lock the motor up. You don't want that. With that being said, with $5,000 that he wants you to buy this Mustang for, it being a 15, it was the first year that Mustang brought back the Mustangs in an EcoBoost form, so a 4-cylinder turboed car. If a lot of you guys don't know, Mustang did make a turboed car back in the 70s. If you don't believe me, Google it. Flat tires. Tires are not cheap. You're going to be spending more money on the tires. You're going to be spending money on the new cylinder head gasket, the cylinder head, the head studs, every single seal that you pull off that motor, because of the fact it's been sitting for a year as well. Plus, when you take apart an engine, you want to take all of those gaskets that are on that and replace them all. You don't want to put that motor back together with it being all bad and used gaskets. It will eventually leak. You're going to end up doing the job again. There's no need for that. So I would just say stay away from that car in Pacific. There's other ways that you can tell it has a bad head gasket. Looking inside the coolant reservoir, is the coolant and the oil mixed? Take the dipstick out, see if there's any oil residue with the coolant. Does it look like a milky substance? But if, like you said, it's drained already, he's covering something up. In my experience, I would just stay away from it. Just don't even bother buying it. Try to find another one. You can find a 15 Mustang EcoBoost for relatively the same cost, $8,000 with the same amount of miles, and it actually runs. Mike Low. Funny. Obviously, did you have to preload the suspension after loosening the suspension bolts, like a jack up the previous side height and then tighten? Now, a lot of people get confused about this, right? So if you were taking your rear suspension apart and you're removing bolts from the actual bushings, you want to jack that back up again and then retighten it. The reason for this is because it prevents premature wear, which you do not want, because then you're going to end up having to take that part back off. You're going to have to go about and buy another one, and some of those pieces on the Mustangs are not cheap. At that point, you might as well just throw an upgrade on it. Kingsta. I'm guessing it's Kingsta? Huh. Yep, pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. But I did a YouTube short on the code P0111. Now, if you guys don't know about the P0111, it can also be a P0113 on the top of that one. So if you throw either one of those codes, it's going to be irrelevant to the air intake sensor. Now, what is it doing? Why is it popping? How do I fix it? First thing, you got to figure out, one, is your sensor bad? Is it cleaned? Do you have a good filter in there? Anything can cause that code to go off. Even with it sitting at a light and it's 130 outside, it's throwing the measures off. It's gonna kick that code on. Basically saying that the temperature from the ambient temperature and the intake temperature is not matching, which means you got a sensor issue. Either that or you have a wiring issue, and you got to figure out which one is which. Me, on the other hand, I cleaned out my mass airflow sensor, put a new mass airflow sensor, cleaned my air filter, and then came to find out that it was my ambient air temperature sensor, which is located on the front of the Mustang right near the crash bar, and it just hangs down right there in front of the radiator. that one can throw a P0111 or a P0113. So that specific part right there needs to be replaced. It's cheap. Buy it at a local auto parts store and replace it. It's that easy. Or you can stick with the Motorcraft. It don't matter. It's just an ambient air temperature sensor. Just buy one. The last one for the day. Let's go ahead and jump into it. This one comes from TB522. It sounds like an error code. Is it an error code? I'm pretty sure it's 522. What is it? What is 522? Anybody know? I don't know. Anyways, how did ya youngster the passenger side rear plug out? Now, swivels are going to be your best friend. Trust me. Swivels, extensions, a very small or a good ratchet. I used a ratchet that was probably, I don't know, to be honest, it was probably about that long. It was a really short ratchet on a swivel head. I pushed the socket down into the spark plug tube, put my extension onto that with my swivel, and just started turning it. Trust me, I know that those LS motors suck really bad. It's just how it's done. If you want to get that plug out, you're going to want to do that. Some, in which case, are not even in a spark plug tube, and it's just right underneath the header. And in that case, you have the header in the way and the plug, and you only get that much room. If you have that much room, you're not going to be able to get a socket into that. So you're going to want to find what size that spark plug is, stick an open end wrench on that, and go ahead and go to town and get it out. It's pretty simple. But I hope that answered all you guys' questions on today's video. If you guys have any other questions, make sure you guys go to all my videos, write your comments down that section right there, or you can leave one here and I will definitely read it. Next Friday's video will be answering all the rest of your guys' questions, and if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell on the side so you guys get notified when there's a great video coming out. Also, share this with all your friends and family, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the merch store and pick you guys something up from the merch, because this is the greatest one in all. And also the new one that you guys missed is coming very shortly, so you're probably going to see me wear it in the next video or two. I don't know yet, but you will definitely see me wearing it. I love that shirt and I can't wait for you guys to get your own. Go ahead, check it out, link in the description, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace.